Hey, Amanda.
Hi, Jen. How are you this morning?
Good. How you doing?
Good. My kids are at school, thank goodness, at a normal
Yeah.
time.
Woohoo!
Oh my gosh.
As I say, I had Monday
Yeah.
off, so
Yeah, it's true. That was get them out of the house. Hi, Steve. Hi, Katie.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
Good. Just so you know, Kyle's not going to make it today.
No problem.
He's in the other room, so if like we need him for something, I can grab him really quick. But he's in another meeting.
Totally fine. I think we can hang.
Beauty.
I'm just trying to get the agenda up. Where did we put that? Hi, Mary.
Good morning. Long time no see.
I know. I felt like my whole day was just one big meeting yesterday.
I bet. You were like a kid in school, being on virtual Zoom calls all day long.
Good morning, Jan.
Good morning. How's everybody?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I will. Just getting the agenda up. Cool. Hi, Justin. I guess we have a quorum, it looks like. I will give it one more minute. Let me see, Paul. Cool. Okay. All right. We will go ahead and get moving because I know everyone has a lot going on today. So I will go ahead and call the meeting to order. It is 8:01 a.m. on March 17th, 2021, and I call the Georgetown Business Promotions Commission to order. Jen, if you would be so kind as to give us a roll call.
Okay, Amanda Cooper,
Here?
Justin Dowd,
Top of the morning.
Steve Skalski,
And the rest of the day to myself.
Paul Vogt,
Good morning.
Jan McCollum,
Here.
Mary Smith.
Here.
Okay. So absent is Kevin and Gary and Kyle at the moment anyway.
Yeah, Katie said Kyle was not going to be able to get on, and I'm not sure the status of the other commission members. Hopefully they make it. If they don't, it's all good. All right, so we will jump right in. The agenda was out a little late. I apologize. Are there any changes to the agenda before we get started? Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda, please?
I make a motion to approve the agenda for today's meeting.
I
Thank you. And a
second.
second. Awesome. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Awesome. Agenda is approved. Do we have any audience business, Jen? We can see?
I have not heard of any prior to the meeting, but we do have one attendee. It's a phone number. I was going to type in the chat to see if they wanted to speak because I'm not sure who it is, and but I hadn't had a chance to do that quite yet.
No problem.
So whoever is in the audience, if you'd like to speak, just type in the chat that you want to speak, and I'll promote you to be able to speak.
All right.
So,
Does not appear we have any audience business. Okay, well, we'll get right into it. First thing on the agenda today is a review of the business permission job description. Kevin did a really great job, and I'm gonna screen share that here. Oh, someone, okay. I thought maybe our audience business had popped up there, but all right. Kevin did an amazing job with this. And so I know he's not here today, but I really appreciate him taking the time to go through this. And we also had a meeting with Kent yesterday to kind of discuss the next steps for this. As far as this position goes, Kent is still working out some of the logistical details as far as town goes, but this is what we're working with from a job description standpoint. The job description is obviously encompassing 4 entities, including primarily what Kyle has been doing with Bullfinch, what Katie was doing as the events coordinator, and then encompassing a little bit of Travis's role, and then Slate's role. There was a new emphasis on a relationship with CTO that was put into this, which I think was really valuable. And I also looked at Cass's job description. I didn't know if it was okay for me to send it out to everybody, so I apologize. I didn't do that because I didn't know if that was appropriate. But this is kind of on par with what Cass's job description. Also, entails with some of the nuances that affect town. I don't necessarily. Again, emphasis on the Colorado Tourism Office and Clear Creek County Tourism Board and the Gateway Visitor Center. And the director works with and reports to the Business Promotions Commission. That might shift a little bit depending on how the person ends up being employed. And that's something that Kent has to work out.
Kent just got here, so he's just starting up his computer and everything, just so you know. He'll be on in a minute.
Okay, cool. I'll just kind of keep going through some of the stuff here. One of the big pieces of this job is obviously the events, as we all are aware, and doing event planning, but also working as a liaison to market those events into a larger picture, and then also working with the businesses. So we're looking for a really specialized person, and with hopefully the full-time position will make that person exist, will attract more talent than what we've seen in previous stuff. No offense to Katie, because it's not. Katie's very talented. That's not what I'm saying. And I hope you know that. And then also Kevin put in some really important stuff about the branding for the town. So it's very short in a good way. It's extremely concise. As it's up, is there anything that anyone feels strongly is lacking or missing? I sent it to Kent with Kevin's edits as it was for legal review, because I felt like it was a great jumping off point for us, and I didn't want us to make it more complicated than it needed to be. I'll take silence as a good thing. Oh, Kevin's here. Kevin, I was just singing your praises about your amazing efforts with our job description that you worked really hard on. So thank you. And
Thanks. I did catch that. I'm sorry I was a few minutes late, and I will have to duck out at 9.
You're totally fine. Awesome. Good morning, Travis. I'm glad you're here today.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
Awesome. So the full-time position is it's a lot, but it's moving forward, and next steps are basically getting it posted, which as soon as Kent's computer is started, since I'm screen sharing, I can only see snippets of everybody. And I'll have this person employed by the timeline, I should say, that we're looking at was to have interviews start in early to mid-April, with somebody hopefully contracted by early, I would say late April, early May. I am on vacation for 11 days in April, so I'm going to have a hard time doing interviews. And if anybody else is interested in being a part of the interview process, now is a great time for us to talk about who would like to assist. Do keep in mind, because we are commission, we can't have all of us do it, because I only have to post every single interview, and that might get complicated for timing. Justin and Kent and I did it last time. I could pick on Justin again.
Amanda, can I suggest, one, I'm
Yes.
open if there's not another member of the Promotions Commission that is available for these interviews, but I'd like to suggest too that the commission consider broadening the interview panel to potentially include a member of the business community that is not a representative on commission, but obviously is a stakeholder in this position. It might help us with that, the relationships outside of the commission and more inclusive of the business community. So just food for thought.
Yeah, no, you, that's, I'm looking for Kent.
Yeah, I don't see him on yet either.
He's getting
And I
ready. He's in his office trying to load his computer up, so he should just be another sec.
I also wonder too.
He's
and
almost
once
there,
Kent-
he says.
No problem.
Yeah.
Once Kent jumps on, we might also ask for him to check the legalities of it, of whether or not we could word the advertisement as such so that interviews, if we start getting viable candidates prior to the end date, if we couldn't start some of the interview process and, potentially find that candidate sooner as opposed to later. And, just something where, the position is open until filled and applications are being, accepted immediately, blah, blah, whatever the wording has to be. So maybe we don't have to wait till the close date to start the interview process.
That is a good question for Kent.
So I think my 2 cents on the interview panel and having a business person be part of it that hasn't been part of the promotions commission, I guess the question will be, what will constitute a decision to hire a candidate? I think it's a great idea, but I guess the question really becomes, is there an education process for the non-commissioned member? Who's going to do that to have them understand things that go even beyond a job description? If I was a new business owner, or if I was a business owner working in town let's say my business was up and running for 4 years, which it actually has been. And if I never participated in the town's promotion commission and a lot of the activities, I wouldn't have a clue as to how much work actually goes into it and how much behind the scenes work is part of making sure websites gets launched, slate agencies get hired, and those kind of things. So I also want to caution the fact that, this job is more than just moving barricades on the street, which is important. And it's more than perhaps what they see. These people are not responsible for a lot of the things that I think business owners want that are legitimate, but just maybe beyond the scope of what this is, right? So I just want to make sure we stay practical through the process.
Very good point, Steve. I'm trying to see if Kent has made it on yet. Oh, hi, Kent. How are you? Just to get you up to speed, Mary brought up.
Let's turn off everything.
Sorry? Mary brought up the possibility of opening the interview process up to a potential non-commission member. And there was just some discussion over the logistics of that and if that's even appropriate or legal. So
it would be fine because the final decision isn't with the person. It's like when you introduce a candidate to a group. I mean, that would be okay as far as legal. The final decision isn't with that person, but whether it's practical or whether it should be done,
okay.
It could happen. I don't know what's the intended gain from it, I guess.
Fair. Mary, I don't want to speak for Mary, so I'll let Mary kind of.
It just, the only reason I suggested it is I think it could help develop the relationships between this new director and the business community, in addition to business promotions. The other business members certainly have their stakeholders in it. I know they all can participate and be more active in business promotions than they are, which is always sometimes a disappointment that they aren't more active. I thought it might lend, and I recognize, Steve, what you're saying. However, being in a business operations for 4 years, you know what type of, skill set you're looking for. It could bring a set of fresh eyes to, some of these positions. I think it would have to be made clear to whoever's on the panel that, these are the traits, this is the job, period, end of subject. And you're just looking for some, additional input from a broader range of people. And it takes out the concern about posting meetings for this interview process. You might want to consider someone who has been, a member in the past who's, tried to, bring this to fruition, and, or has been involved in past years, who's stepped away from the board or the commission. I don't know. It's just a thought to consider, guys.
It's a good thought. And am I okay now? I'm sorry, I just saw the chat that I was breaking up. Am I still breaking up, or am I okay? I killed my screen share, so that maybe will help. Instead of us wasting a lot of time on this logistical piece this morning, because there is definitely some pros and cons. If there's anyone that commission members can think of that would be an effective part of this committee, let me know. And I will reach out to them. If there's individuals or people that you can think of that you're like, oh, I think this person would be a really great fit. Our previous chairperson is somebody that could potentially, not Steve, but maybe Marvin. He was around, or Mark Graybill's a good possibility because he's with the train. Trying to think of some other commission members, but we can talk about this separately. But we're going to kind of keep the ball rolling, moving forward on this, because we're going to start to run out of time, because there will become a point where Katie and Kyle are not able to do this anymore. And they've been really gracious to stay on as long as they have. And it's been really awesome. And we obviously have really great support through the other entities that are backing us up, especially with Travis. So things are still positive, and we're doing good stuff from a logistical standpoint to continue the marketing. But the summer is going to be here before we know it, and we need a plan. So we'll just kind of keep moving this forward. And if anyone's super passionate about being on this interview committee, please let me know. Being said, if there's anything else in the job description or the interviews, we will move on. Awesome. Paul Boat, do you want to talk to us about the Mountain Jams concert series?
Good morning. The Mountain Jams concert series will be in its 10th year this year. It has been done in partnership with the Gateway Visitor. Well, we've been doing it in partnership with Friends of the Library for the last 9 years. At the end of last year, we expanded programming, and the Georgetown Trust, the Heritage Center Cultural Arts Program, became involved with it. We were able to expand our budget at that time to $5,000 commitment each from us and the library, and a $2,500 commitment from GCAP. We didn't expend all of that money. All the money was run through the trust, and they did all the payments in the end. Normally the library does that. This year, the Friends of the Library intended to put this event on in the past. It's always been a promotions kind of thing, but we've supported it through our efforts because of Library Stage and community outreach. The Friends of the Library have been able to extend $2,500. The so far cultural arts program has offered $2,500, and the actual budgets, we're working toward a $7,500 budget. If you have, and I can get you the dates that he wants at another time, but I will say that they don't include every weekend. They don't include all the times that everybody seems to want. If we want to do every weekend with music, both days, actual music, it's going to cost us about $30,000. We were looking at a $16,000 budget for most weekends with canned music supplementing. We've had to drop it back down to the $7,500 just in order to try to improve that number. And that includes music most weekends and not necessarily starting in late June. And then canned music is supplemental. So that's where we are with Mountain Jams at the moment.
In 2019, we voted on a $3,000 expenditure from our promotion budget to support Mountain Jams. That was the invoice that Jen forwarded me from Libby that was sent out on Wednesday at 10:15, probably 15 minutes after our meeting ended. Obviously,
Okay.
we know that the music downtown is really important, and well, obviously, I know all of us would love to have it every weekend. We don't have that kind of money at the time, but I do believe we budgeted for music when we did the budget for 2021. So what we have to vote on today is the expenditure of that money. The one question I have for Jen is, can you ask Mary if it was 3,000 we put in our budget, since I'm not able to, I have like 12 screens open right now and I will crash if I open another screen.
Yeah,
So-
I can ask her that. And I just have one comment if I can.
Absolutely.
I know Tim used to fill in the other weekends with music that was sponsored by the businesses. And I think that's why it was like we had music every weekend. So I don't know if I think Rob's taken over Tim's place, right?
Yes, Tim
and
did
I don't know
not
if
do
he-
that, but Tim did some of that. Tim worked with Mountain Jams though the whole time. And so Tim was able to
Well,
put
yeah,
music
no,
in
because-
when,
Yeah, he went around. He did do that. I mean, because we would invoice the businesses. A lot of the businesses, they would donate
Yeah.
like $200, or some would split it. So
Okay,
I'm just saying
yes.
that's where the extra music came in from. That's all.
So yes, we are looking at additional sponsorships, and that music was actually run through Mountain Jams as well. You guys just wrote the checks. All music at Library Stage is going to be Mountain Jams this year. On the weekends. So if there's music on the weekends and you're having an event, it needs to go through Mountain Jams. Just be aware of that. We are going to reach out to the businesses. We decided not to reach out heavily to the businesses. We got an extra, I think, about $1,000 worth of donations from businesses, like the coffee and tea on 6th Street, Georgetown Coffee and Tea, and from Mike Moore and Janice Moore over at the Shop International. So it was supplemented, but it wasn't every weekend, Jen. And that's been done the entire 10 years. We're going to.
No, I'm saying it
outreach
was
to
done on the other weekends that the Mountain Jams, like there was like 5 Mountain Jams, and then the other weekends is all I was saying.
I'm aware it all goes to the Friends of the Library, and I've been the chair for several years. So the music couldn't be used on the stage without the Friends of the Library being a part of it. So what I'm saying is Tim did get sponsorships. We were aware of those sponsorships on the outside so that Tim could play canned music on other weekends. If there were other events going on those weekends then Mountain Jams, or then the other events got permission from the library to put their music on as well. Tim did all the music at the library. This year, Rob Solomon will be doing all of that with Tim as assisting with it. Tim and I started Mountain Jams 10 years ago, and it's been a long running project. This year, to make sure that we are continuing to work with the library and to keep things streamlined, all music will go through Mountain Jams on the weekends, because we have to coordinate with the library team, and we want to make sure that it's all consolidated and controlled. And that'll prevent some of the issues that we've had in the past with, I don't know, the canned music being Thriller over and over again. So that was one of the issues.
I do remember so this year, if somebody's going to sponsor, you guys are going to do those invoices because I'll say it right now, I'll do a sponsorship. Because in the past,
yes.
I remember town invoiced us once, or twice, I can't remember. But so you guys will do those instead of it going through Jen.
Right. It could either go through the town or the library. The library has a short staff right now. Town was doing it for a while, but it's challenging in that too. The trust is set up for that kind of thing, so we're throwing it through the trust.
Okay, so
but what it does is it goes through Mountain Jams though. It's not a town thing because the town doesn't own library stage. Yeah. No, so the town has to partner with the library in order for the town to use the stage. And that's why we're making sure that it all goes through one program.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So basically in the summer, the music at the stage is Mountain Jams.
Got it.
Okay.
Which is cool. So
yeah.
Back to
it changes everything.
Oh, we'll have music. That's the positive bottom line is there will be music. But
yes.
You guys are going to handle the sponsorship piece.
Yeah, and I'll probably enlist some of you guys to help us go around to people who can do that. Last year was very challenging for a lot of the businesses, as everybody knows. So we'll all start working on raising money. Yeah.
We just are 2020. Erase it. Be gone.
Erase it. So if we put what you can do is you can use your music budget however you want to use it. We could put the full music budget toward Mountain Jams. I'll make sure that it's $3,000 from the other organizations. I'll have a conversation with them in my next meetings. And then we can join. That pulls us to 9,000 if we have 3 at 3,000. And then if the music that goes toward festivals is somehow put toward that, however we want to do it in the budget, that works.
Cool. Mary, Jen just typed in the chat, think that Mary is on the phone. And so we will.
Okay, she's really close now. She just got off. She's checking. So here.
Thank you. I should have checked.
She said
the meeting started.
Said 2,500. Okay. She said 2,500.
Okay.
Was what was budgeted.
Okay. Awesome. So what would probably be appropriate for this morning is to vote on the 2,500, since that is what we budgeted for 2021 for this. And then if we can procure an additional $500, we could vote on that at our next meeting.
That makes sense.
We did a 19.
Yeah, I forgot that we raised the rate by 500 in 19.
Yeah. And that was also from when I did the budget. I think we used the same number we had for 2020. So if we can get a motion to vote on the sponsorship for Mountain Jams for 2,500, and then I will get with Mary on the side. If there's an additional 500, we can push towards it. Great. If not, then we will give 2,500. So if I could get a motion for the Mountain Jams money, please.
I'll make that motion.
Awesome. Have a second?
I'll second it. Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Gary. All in favor?
Aye.
Awesome. Motion carries. All right.
So my next thing I would like to ask is, does anybody else want to be on this committee? Because we've lost our employee from this and I'm losing an employee. Okay,
what is it?
Thank you.
What does the committee entail?
It entails for looking toward programming, but mostly it's going to be fundraising and then helping with the setup and the final bits of it, the marketing. If we have a marketing person, we won't have to do that. Okay. Well, if you want to, you can write me.
Right now, but I will. I'll think about it. I might have somebody who can help that's not on this, but I'll talk separately. All right. Passports. So Katie, have we been able to get information on the passport pickup to the hotels yet? The flyer, have you had a chance to do that?
Yeah, so I emailed, all STRs, and then I emailed all, basically I just rolled in like the hotel and the any lodging outside of STRs in with just businesses that are affiliated with the passport. So everyone got both a poster / flyer, and then some more information on like just re-explaining the passport. So it's been given to everyone. I am trying to schedule a day off next week where I can just go in and see all of our lodging businesses in person. I'm going to try to make that happen this coming week. Just kind of working with Kyle on what day he can cover me here. So I'll get back to you on that, but that will be done before the next time we meet. Where I can just go in and actually talk to them in person, give them a copy of the passport so that they can just like have something to reference when they're talking to their guests about it. And then I obviously dropped off 100 passports to the town hall on Wednesday the 10th. So I worked with Travis to make a post on the 15th that announced that the passports are now available at town hall, so they can get picked up at either the visitor center or town hall now. And then we also did a post on the 8th that had all of the participating businesses linked in the caption. Was kind of hoping that the participating businesses would have shared that post, but we're going to try that again. And I'm going to include that post in the email that I sent to participating businesses. But I'm just going to ask, this only helps if you can just share it to your platforms too. And so it'll kind of maybe just encourage people to participate in that a little bit. The plan is to take another set of pictures on the 22nd and the 29th of this month. The post on the 22nd will announce that the passports are available at the community center. I tried to drop off some passports last week a couple times, but they weren't open either time I swung by. So I'm going to try to see if Kyle can drop them off tomorrow or the next day, because he should be staying in town. And then we, like I said, we created a passport flyer that I did send to STRs, as well as lodging affiliated, like businesses participating in the passports, whatnot, that they could either post at their place of business or share via email with their guests that book with them, or whatnot. But we also created a banner design and a poster design for Paul, and we sent that to him on the 10th. So hopefully he has what he needs to, as far as assets for the visitor center. So that's kind of the rundown on passports so far.
So one thought I had on passports, and I will open this up for a brief discussion, is maybe if some of the commission members' businesses want to try and start handing them out.
Okay.
Because we understand this, what the goal is. I know originally we were kind of like, no, we're going to keep them in one spot. We want to get people in the visitor center, but we're also wanting to get them out.
Uh-huh.
I would be willing to hand them out. I don't know if anybody else is. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Oh, I'm going to take my video down for a minute so I don't crash. Okay. Did you guys hear the last thing I said or no?
If I could say one thing, since it's quiet, and thanks for dropping those off to town hall. We've only had 2 people come by and pick them up, so hopefully we can get more out. Just wanted to share that.
For sure. No, I think because I would be willing to hand them out if, and I don't expect anybody else to do this, but if you wanted to do it and you're a commission member, because we get the importance of it, I feel like that might get them circulating a little bit quicker. Steve, what do you think? I'm going to pick on you.
I think it's a good idea. I personally struggle with um, um, doing solicitations to my customers when they come in for anything other than what they came into the brewery for. When I walk into a place, I really am walking in to get their services and not to be offered promotions and deals outside of why I'm there and why I'm spending my money there. Notwithstanding, it doesn't mean we can't put something up and make them aware that it's available. And again, I also work very hard in a very small space to avoid clutter. People walk in, and a lot of people will look around. They're new in town. They're just visiting, and so yeah, they'll grab a map or they'll grab the mountain magazine off the shelf. But notwithstanding, I work hard to make sure it doesn't look like you're walking into, the visitor center, for example, which serves that purpose and actually does it very well. So, but I wouldn't object to, if we feel like somehow, some way that is going to, help, then gosh, it's easy enough because you hand them a passport, and then they automatically get a deal from Guanala Pass. The question becomes: is that the purpose of them taking the passport, just to get an unexpected discount at the brewery, and then that passport ends up in the circular file when they leave the brewery, right? And I think that's my big fear too.
That's what we're trying to avoid for sure. Jan, I know at one point you had talked about handing them out. Would you be interested in doing that again?
I don't know. I will think about it.
Well, for now, I will grab some from you, Katie, and then Cabin Creek, I think, also might be interested in handing some out, so we can get with that on the side, and we'll just try and get them circulated.
Okay.
There's a lot of people in town, and we should try and get things moving so we can get people back and forth. So,
Amanda?
Yes.
Kevin here. We're going to open the museum on weekends starting April 24th when the train resumes operations.
Awesome.
So I'll take a handful. I don't know how busy we'll be because this is a very early start date for us. But I'd be willing to take some. I'll be open just Saturdays and Sundays, April 24th through the end of May.
And maybe I can talk to the Georgetown Loop about letting us go up there and put up some promotional stuff about it too.
Yeah, and since I'm not in the passport, I have no conflict like Steve described. So
that's super
I feel like I'm in a position to help.
Awesome.
Okay.
Cool. Well, congrats. That is
just as an addition, sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead. I was just saying, yay, the hotel's opening.
Yay, Kevin. Yay, hotel. Which is true. Just so you know, I'm going to be placing 3 banners. It's going to cost me about $175 at the Heritage Visitor Center, and then I'm just waiting on my pole hardware, and then I will have posters made this week. So
I'm having internet trouble this morning. Everyone keeps freezing up on me. Well, I again appreciate everyone's efforts with this.
Thank you all very much. Have a great day.
Absolutely. Sorry, Paul, I didn't mean to cut you off. I can't. My internet's being really, really bad this morning. It's again, the goal was to get people from one end of town to the other and to market 6th Street primarily with a way that people had something tangible in their hand, and we just have to keep at it and get people onto 6th Street, and hopefully we'll see some life down there with the new stuff opening up, coming up, Steve's Place and the new whiskey bar and all of the fun things that are happening on 6th Street. So it's good stuff. All right, moving on. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Mary had something to say before I close this.
Just about the community center, I was able to track down Mark Reynolds, and he said that they aren't opening up until May, usually when the train starts. I'm not sure he knows that the train is coming open or, opening up in late April, but he said they will be back in operations, but since it's not till May, and this is more for Katie too, though I don't see her on, oh, there you are, Katie, you're right next to me. You're not going to be able to get in there to give him anything anyway, so don't even waste your time.
Okay. We discussed the library distributing them. I don't know. I'm fine to just take what I packaged for the community center and just try to see if the library would take them. But is Libby the point of contact for that, to just make sure that they would be interested in doing that? I don't want to just spring it on them. But we had discussed the library being somebody.
So I can answer. The library is only doing by appointment at this moment. The district board is not having a meeting this month, so we will be meeting next month, and Libby will then place forward her plan. So right now it's only locals anyway.
Okay. Yeah. I'll keep thinking, but I'm not, at this point, I'm not sure where to give them. So I will, Amanda, I'll definitely drop some off at Cooper's. I'll just give you what I set up for the community center, and then I'll reach out to Cabin Creek. I've been chatting with their marketing guy a little bit, so I'll just send them an email and ask if they'd be interested in doing it and run some by this weekend, if not this week. And then if the train, I actually was emailing the train not long ago, and I can reach out to him as well. So why don't I I can CC you on those emails, but I'm happy to reach out to both Cabin Creek and the train to see if they'd be interested.
Awesome. Well, I sincerely appreciate your efforts with this and the efforts of everyone trying to get these distributed and hoping that we can, just keep them circulating. Go ahead. I'm so sorry. Since I have no video and I can't really see anybody, I'm not trying to cut people off intentionally. Who was that spoke? I apologize.
Oh, Amanda, this is Gary. I'll go up and pick up a few today, and I can hand them out.
Cool. All right. Sounds like a plan. Steve, are you okay?
Now wait a minute, man. You said you can't see anybody, and now you can see.
Just turn my videos back on.
I knew if I gave you that distressed look, you would come clean.
I'm here. There. I'm turning on my video. If I crash again, I'll turn it off. I hate not being able to see, guys. Okay, Katie, do you have any updates on Georgetown Days?
Yeah. So Kyle and I this month have been working on the Visit Georgetown website, living itinerary for Georgetown Days, so that businesses would have something to share on their social platforms, and then just have something to point to, so that the events of Georgetown Days kind of looks a little bit more like a calendar, or it's just a little bit more organized rather than, well, this is going on, this is going on, this is going on. I'll go ahead and screen share for a second just so I can show you progress. It's obviously not done, but we will have it done by the beginning of April. So let's see. Okay. So this is what we've got so far. This is going to be, Kyle's kind of helping me out with this, so I will let everyone know which tab it'll be on when it's showing. It might be under like events or something, but yeah, we're currently working on this. So I'll let you guys know exactly how you can access this, but I'll provide this link here, the georgetown-colorado.org/Georgetown Days, so that the link can be shared on Facebook and you can just click directly to. But right now you kind of land on this banner. It's got the Georgetown Days logo, the dates, and then a big button that says Learn More. When you click Learn More, it takes you down to a short description. We're going to keep working on this, but I just put something together that you guys have a general idea of what we're aiming for. At the end of May, Georgetown hosts a collection of events to kick off the summer season. Come join us when we open Guanella Pass Scenic Byway, kick off the annual Georgetown Pack Burro Race, and much more. There's like a fun little calendar countdown that kind of lets people know how far away it is. And then as you scroll down, Friday, Guanella Pass Scenic Byway opens for the season, and where it's got this gibberish. I will be putting in descriptions of each item. Morning with the mayor is the breakfast with Parker, which I will put a description, and I have some information on that too, which I'll talk about in just a minute. But that kind of has Friday, and I'll keep adding to this as things get scheduled. Saturday, I'm gonna probably just end up leaving Hotel Day pre-opening for tours just to promote the tours are happening. Even though Kevin, you said you were going to be probably doing these a little bit earlier. As well as the burro race and the poop drop. Again, these will have descriptions of each item. And then we'll have to rearrange this one a little bit, and I'll touch base with Paul privately, but just kind of confirm or that either Mountain Jams is happening on that weekend or it's not. And I know that there's just budget discussion and all these things kind of going on, but I'll leave it in its place currently since this isn't a live page where a bunch of people are going to be visiting it right now. But if we did have a concert, you know, obviously it would be listed under Sunday. And then Georgetown Business Day is the event that I've been working with businesses in town about, where they have a special or a promotion or an announcement of some sort. I have a few businesses pretty interested in this, and they're just going to give me some details once I picked which day Georgetown Business Day was going to be on. And I finally, as of like a couple days ago, landed on Sunday, May 30th. So I'll be reaching out to Georgetown businesses to let them know Georgetown Business Day will take place on Sunday. Just a little bit of a slower day with the weekend itinerary. And then they can actually start telling me what they would like to promote that day, or what special they'd like to run or whatnot. And that will start getting added here as the description. And then obviously Monday, May 31st is the memorial ceremony. Because this calendar is starting to, depending on what happens with Mountain Jams, and because Monday is sort of a light day with the memorial ceremony, I was thinking it would be kind of, I don't know, maybe worth considering something else that could happen on that day that's just like a little slower. Kyle's idea was like a cornhole tournament or something like that. That could be kind of fun. Still trying to mess with ideas, but I'm trying not to plan too much and then everything end up happening. So I'd like to just kind of nail down what's happening with, obviously with Mountain Jams, but with Dustin, the morning with the mayor, Georgetown Business Days, how many things are going to be listed on that day. So working on all of those things now. As far as morning with the mayor, Dustin wasn't sure if he was going to be able to do it. He normally leaves goes on vacation Memorial Day weekend, just because of the ski season ending and stuff like that. That's usually when he tries to get away. He was going to let me know if he can commit to Friday of Memorial Day weekend for that morning with the mayor event. Last night we were texting, and he said he still said he would probably be able to do it, but he will let me know this week. And so if that ends up being the case this Monday, this from now until the next time I see you and into April, I'll be working very hard on the details of morning with the mayor, so that the new marketing person already has headway and they just kind of need to put some pieces together. But the planning of it and the budget and the, you know, how it's going to be ran will pretty much be put together for them. So that's kind of one of the bigger things that we'll have to lean on this new marketing director for, is running that morning with the mayor with Dustin and working with him on it. The rest of the events sort of just either are obviously happening by somebody else running them, or they kind of just, like when El Paso just opens, the, you know, special event coordinator doesn't need to do anything for that. So it is one of the heavier duties of that new marketing director. It'll be probably one of their first assignments. So I'll try to make sure that it's handed off as smoothly as possible. But me and Dustin are just kind of talking. He's just trying to definitely give me a date now. So let me see if I've got anything else in my notes that I wanted to. We decided morning with the mayor, me and Dustin were saying morning with the mayor should take place on Friday, the day Guanella Pass opens, because it's kind of, Strauss Park's right at the entrance of Guanella Pass, and it'd be kind of cute if there was like a little pancake breakfast going on there with our mayor. And so that's the reason that Friday was picked. And then it also may just draw more attendees to that event if right when they're driving up to Guanella Pass to see it and we're announcing that Guanella Pass is open, that there's a little event going on. So but I think that's about what I've got. If anyone has any questions or comments or want any changes on that that page I showed you or anything like that, I'm super open to hearing any suggestions.
Awesome. All right. I am now on the email list for the borough race meetings.
Yeah, cool.
Unfortunately, I could not make the last one because I found out with very little notice.
Yeah.
But I will be on the next one. And it sounds like as of yesterday, and I see that Cass actually is an attendee now. She might have some more information for us on this. That Idaho Springs is now issuing event permits. So I don't know. There's still some in between on the possibility of their borough race happening on Memorial Day weekend. Mary, do you have any more information on that?
There's a meeting going on right now about it. Let me pull off and check and see if I can't tell you in like 5 seconds, okay?
No problem.
Yeah, and Amanda, I'm gonna try to make that 24th meeting as well, the borough race one. I have it on my calendar. It's just depending on if I can get home in time. So,
Totally.
but I will try to join that one.
I've already got it on my calendar, and I shouldn't have an issue being on it. So,
okay. Yeah, if I can, so we have 2 sets of like ears, but if I can, I'll let you know.
And then Paul typed in the chat that they will make something happen with mountain jams. So that should be a really, really great weekend for Georgetown. It's going to feel like Georgetown of 2019 and in previous years. So
yeah,
just let us know how the commission can support you. Does anyone have anything else for Katie in relation to Georgetown Days at this time? Awesome. Cassandra, since I picked on you and got you to, good morning.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Is there any updates from the county on Memorial Day weekend that you can share with us that are happening?
No, I think everything's just kind of transpiring, just kind of like it is this meeting. And I'm just kind of on, riding the tailwind of everything, trying to kind of keep up and pull it all together. So great information. And so happy to hear about Idaho Springs too. That's even news to me. I know they were talking about changing their event policy now that we're in blue. So that's great. So
I just got in the chat. They're doing their borough race.
That's awesome.
Which is good. Yeah, that means
they're in the permitting stage, but they are planning on having one. So they're still in the permitting stage.
Awesome.
But the intent is there.
Kent, do you anticipate any issues with our borough race occurring? Kevin, thank you so much for making time this morning, and thank you again for your help on the job description. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Just the regular stuff with the borough race, but no, not as far as whether to have it or not. No,
okay.
I don't expect any obstacles.
Okay. And then isn't there a 5K that weekend that takes place too, or am I mixed up?
I think that's usually the 4th of July, isn't it? There's a fun run kind of thing on 4th of July.
I'm mixed up. Okay. I was just thinking of other things that I've seen in years past. So, and on our next meeting, I think that Beth Luther is pursuing a slacker. So we'll be talking about that on our next meeting as well. Awesome. Well, Georgetown Days, you guys, sounds amazing. Does anyone have anything else before we move on Georgetown Days or anything else for kicking off the summer?
I was just going to say I love it. And I think that the website is awesome. I have it pulled up and you guys did such a nice job, Katie. It's awesome.
They did. It's true.
We're not super attached to like any sort of graphic asset or anything like that. But I think something that if no one has any, let me screen share one more time on the website. If no one has any like pure objections to a banner sort of along this line, like there's a bigger, more extended version of this image, and I don't know why it cut off. Again, we're working on this, but there's a cute little, right next to this learn more button on the hill, there's a cute little sheep, like bighorn sheep, and it's just cut off. And so I feel like this, like the mountains with the Georgetown Days and the dates and like a find out more by visiting something on the website with the cute little mountain goat or something would make for like a really nice town banner. Like at the, somewhere where like maybe where they put that Christmas market banner at the historic Georgetown sign or down on 6th Street or something like that. And if we're interested in doing something like that, I would be happy to try to put together something that we can get made. But I don't, I would like everyone to kind of weigh in on the design of it, and if they feel like it needs to say more or whatnot. But if everyone's sort of liking that, I can have Kyle try to put together something that we can email to everybody that is a banner for the event. So.
All right. I think it looks awesome. And I think you guys are doing a really nice job on it. So was everyone able to see the link that was in the chat? Or do you guys want me to pull it up really fast?
The link was very helpful.
Cool.
Just as an aside, the GHC workspace will probably have we're working on its grand opening that weekend as well.
Oh, great. That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything you nail down on that, let me know and I'll add it.
I'll know pretty quickly. I have a board meeting tomorrow, and then we're going to do some soft rollout in the near future. We had a trial group from Rose Street yesterday. So it's looking good.
Great. Awesome. Yeah, I'll add it right away. And I kind of would like to see that itinerary just almost be as like detailed as possible, even if it's not like a super specific event. If it just says like Hotel Des Prix is opening for tours, I just want it to look like Georgetown's alive. It's summertime. We're here. We're both buried ourselves from the snow and come and hang out. So anything that can go on there, like I'm trying to get as much stuff as possible. And now that we've officially pinned down Georgetown Business Days, I'll reach out to the business owners and let them know, or anybody that wants to promote something along those lines, not just businesses, hotels, anything like that, that day is picked. So now they can plan for that day and announce things on that Georgetown Business Day. So things are a little bit more finalized now that I'm a little closer and things are, Dustin can get with me about Morning with the Mayor and stuff. I feel like I finally understand that exactly what's going to happen that weekend. And it's great to hear that the borough race is on. That makes me feel very confident. I was very nervous about that being removed from our itinerary. And then Mountain Jams, the fact that something's going to happen, that makes me elated. I'm super excited about that. And then I have a call with Troy Erickson again to talk about the memorial ceremony. So it seems like things are starting to finally get nailed down, and now we just need to build on that foundation. So super excited to hear all of this.
Awesome. You guys are doing a really great job. Thank you so much. All right, the last piece of our agenda today is we had a couple commission members reach out to me and ask to put a discussion about the Lucha look on the agenda. And I think Kent might have a brief update on that. I know some people had asked for the possibility of us painting the front before Memorial Day, so it looked less burned out building-y. And I'm not quite sure what our status on that is, or if we're able to do that, or if that's even something that we can ask for. So I'm gonna.
I talked with the building owner and asked specifically if we could paint the plywood boards on the front of the building. She was not receptive, but I will ask again. She is looking that something will start happening with the building at the end of April, as far as the rehab, the remodel, the redo regarding the Lucha or the Red Ram building, and also Ophelia's. I don't know which one will be worked on first. She wasn't willing to give me that information, or it hasn't been decided as yet. As far as painting the plywood, she was not receptive as far as the building owner right now. I think as we get closer to that end of April timeframe, and I can probably at the beginning of April, I can ascertain whether it's actually going to happen or not. So for the next couple of weeks, if we can just hang tight, and then we'll find out whether make another run as far as we need to do something with those plywood to make it look not like Steve's hometown in Detroit. I don't mean to pick on Detroit. Sorry, Steve, but
take away my last sense of home. Go ahead, Ken.
But just to wait till that time frame and say if nothing's going to happen as far as the actual remodel, because obviously they would take the plywood down as they're doing the remodel. They might put something else up, and I was asking her to put it on the inside of the windows. The first thing they want to do is replace the windows. So we'll see if that's actually the case or not. I mean, people will say a lot of things, so we'll see once the actual contractor's involved, not the building owner, because I'm sure it'll depend more on the contractor and where they're actually acquiring the glass. So that's the information I have.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah. Usually I'm not going to speak for what they'll do or not do, but it's hard to imagine them putting new glass in before everything else goes in, with the risk of that glass then getting broken. So speaking from experience.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I know it's a point of contention for some 6th Street business owners, but I think we have to, it's not anything as a commission that we can control or work, do anything about. And so as we hope, we just need to continue to support the building owner and the owners of Lucha any way we can. And it was obviously a really hard, traumatic thing. We're not going to get into the weeds on the other drama. That's not our circus either. But the more that we can focus on just the overall, beautification of downtown, without, what's the word I'm looking for? There's things we just can't control, I guess, is kind of what I'm getting at. We can't make certain businesses do certain things. But Gary brought up some really good points last time about lights getting cleaned up and, business owners trying to, make sure that their storefronts are nice. We obviously can't plant flowers by Memorial Day because they'll die because it'll snow in June. But we can certainly do a lot of other things to make 6th Street look nice and welcoming for our hope and, the tourists that are going to come up for Georgetown Days. And so if there's, anything that we can do as a commission, there's usually a town cleanup. And maybe if we can all commit to being a part of the town cleanup when they organize it. I'm not sure who's organizing that this year. We have enough on Go ahead.
It's the Parks Board.
Okay.
And it's usually the first Saturday in June. So.
Is there any chance that they would be willing to move it up, or is it that's right. That's when they bring the big dumpster.
It can be moved. It's usually makes it easier for the townsfolk as far as getting rid of their stuff.
Yeah, no, I love when the big dumpster comes. That's like the unofficial sign of summer in Georgetown is when the big dumpster comes and you can get rid of all of your winter debris. Summer's here, but it's before Memorial or after Memorial Day weekend. So if anyone has any ideas on how we can help, the big picture landscape, but obviously we have to recognize we can't make business owners and building owners do certain things. And that's just something we have to live with. And we can support them in other ways. Travis, I know you're here and I apologize. I didn't have you on the agenda. Do you have any updates on social media you want to give us today?
I guess I don't really. At the moment, I kind of am just sitting in. I saw the agenda and wanted to just kind of listen in to see what's coming down the pipe. I'll have an official report for you at the next meeting, though.
Super. And yeah, I apologize. I didn't mean to omit you from the agenda. The posts with the passport have been really fabulous, and so thank you for keeping up the good work on social media. It's good stuff.
Well, thanks to Katie on those. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good. We just got to keep working on getting those circulated. And actually, is there any chance that we could maybe ask Cass to put up any posts about our passport?
I'd be happy to. Do we just share what you guys have? Those are really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you want anything new, I'll send you everything that I'm kind of sending Travis, just as I take them. But if you want any assistance at all with a caption, I'm happy to just type up exactly what we want to say or what we want to announce at that month or anything like that. So if you would be willing to do that, I want to help make that happen as much as possible.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Sweet.
All right. Does anybody have anything else before we adjourn today? I appreciate you guys making time for this meeting. I think it will shorten us up for our normal meeting the next time so they don't run 3 hours. anyone have anything at all this morning before we adjourn? Awesome. All right. Can I get a motion to adjourn? I make a motion to adjourn, I guess, would be the more appropriate way for me to say that. It's 9:05. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you guys so much. And Cass, I know I owe you some photos still. I haven't forgotten. I'm out of the weeds with my other projects, so I'll get you those. Thank you guys for making time this morning. We appreciate it. And see you in 2 weeks.
Awesome.
Bye. Have a great day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patty's Day.